One of the most delicate pieces of engineering work started this morning at the $70 million National Tennis Centre in Flinders Park. The second part of the centre's retractable roof was precariously jacked into place, the biggest structure ever to be lifted in Australia. The roof system on the National Tennis Stadium is billed as a world's first. Weighing 350 tonnes, the 100-metre all-metal roof is slowly being jacked into position with the aid of 4 specially constructed hoisting towers. It's a delicate exercise, with all 4 corners of the roof having to be lifted at exactly the same time. There's no margin for error. Just lifting the roof is expected to take 8 hours, and from there, the real fun begins. Once the roof has been jacked up 25 metres, it'll be rolled onto the top of the stadium, where it will open and close at the flick of a switch. Inspecting the site today with civil and civic engineer Andrew Tregear, it was clear the process was quite involved.
It's a very complex operation, Peter. We've got a number of experienced people involved in this, but we've done a lot of planning on it, and we're very confident it'll go without a hitch.
Has it caused you any problems so far?
We've had a couple of problems, but nothing too major at this point in time.
Mr. Tregear says weather conditions have to be just right, or the lifting process will be jeopardised.
We haven't got any real worries with the wind if it does come up. We're monitoring the weather forecasts all the time, and we can lock it off at any stage during the lift.
Mr. Tregear added the roof will be rolled onto the stadium tomorrow night, but it will be next month before we see it open automatically for the first time.
The historic lift of the new 350-tonne, 100-metre-long all-metal roof went without a hitch. The white metal movable roof is the biggest structure ever lifted in Australia, and when it's finally into place, will open and shut at the flick of a switch. The first opening is still a month away.
There's no doubt Australia's new tennis stadium will be the envy of the world once it's finished. And the main feature of the $70 million complex is its 700-tonne retractable roof. Today, the project managers, civil and civic, opened the roof to the public for the first time. Hundreds of workers took the opportunity to have a look as Neil Fraser triggered the operating button with a hefty serve into a target.
He's hit an ace. That's it.
Oh, it's just fantastic. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And every time I come here, I'm staggered by what the improvements that are made, and there's no doubt it's going to be the greatest stadium in the world for tennis.
The balloons floating out of the centre today carried free tickets for the Australian Open and for the first rock concert, which will be held in February. The artists will be AC/DC. And if the response today is any indication, there should be packed houses at both events. The Tennis Centre project has had its troubles with industrial problems, but now everything is on schedule and the Australian Open will start on time on January the 11th. Stephen Quartermain, Eyewitness News.
Australia's newest sporting stadium, the National Tennis Centre, reached yet another construction milestone today. The huge 700-tonne retractable roof, the centre's crowning glory, was opened automatically for the first time in an unorthodox way by Davis Cup captain Neil Fraser. In recent weeks, the tennis centre has taken on a completely new look, both inside and out. And today, yet another significant step was unveiled. One serve from Davis Cup captain Neil Fraser on the centre court area signalled the opening for the first time of the roof of the centre. Hundreds of workmen involved in the project stopped work for a few moments as the 2 sliding panels slowly opened to transfer the indoor centre into an outdoor one, bathed in Melbourne sunshine. Minutes later, thousands of balloons were released, many of them containing tickets to the Australian Open and also to the first rock and roll extravaganza to be conducted at the centre. Heavy rockers AC/DC will be appearing live at the centre on February the 5th to officially launch their world tour. And it was obvious that many at the centre today were fans of the Australian group as they frantically searched for tickets. But back to tennis and Neil Fraser, who is ecstatic at the progress being made at the centre.
Well, I'm amazed at the improvement that is done each time I revisit the site. And there's obviously an air of excitement amongst the workers, the excitement in the roof opening today, and there's no doubt when the next opening comes along, maybe the courts or whatever it is, I think the excitement's sort of building up. And there's no doubt that the Australian Championships in '88 are going to be the greatest tournament possibly in the world.